happened to the Archaeology update? Is a very good question because we were shown gameplay in 2020 and it was going to be a part of the 1.17 update, then it was delayed till 1.19 or beyond, then it was indefinitely cancelled, where we assumed it would remain until this week because Ulraf, the developer who was very enthusiastically behind this, was talking about 1.20 when he says that this update is gonna be awesome when it's all done and dusted. Are you excited to see what else we're gonna dig up for you? And this is an interesting enough tweet by itself. I mean, there's clear references to the gameplay from before with the digging and the dusting. However, what makes it really clear is when Rayworks says, "I see what you did there," Ulraf responds with two emojis, this monkey face and then these star eyes, which to me is implying that, oh yes, he was very deliberately doing it. It wasn't just a coincidence, and so Archaeology is back on the menu. I'm not going to say that it's guaranteed. In fact, it's far from it. It's probably just being worked on again in some capacity, but Archaeology as a part of 1.20 truly would make it a great update for storytelling. I mean, how can you tell a story better than by digging it up and finding it piece by piece? That was the entire point of Archaeology, and so it sounds as though it might actually be coming in this update after all. This is hugely positive news. By the way, he was responding to the Minecraft feature which came out this week, which is the new mob head. 1.20 will be adding a piglin head. However, HK Panzer says that's great and all. If that's the direction they're going though, why not give us access to all mob heads with no mods or add-ons needed? And this is a really good idea. A lot of people have wondered why some mobs have it and some mobs don't, and Yuki even asked Ulraf directly, and he says we are definitely considering adding more heads in the future. It's even cooler now that they have a cool way for players to use them. And yeah, every single mob head they add now is not just a decorative item as it was before, it's not just something you can use for various weird builds, but it's also something that can actively help out with redstone, and so that is something that is exciting to hear. However, from the tone of this one, unlike the Archaeology, which may be in 1.20, this sounds like they're just considering adding it in future updates. Maybe in the same way we get a brand new mob every update, we might get a brand new mob head. I think that'd be an easy way to incrementally improve the game. I think the one point of opposition they're going to run into, to answer your question, Greg 500 first, about why we don't have villager heads, is because all of the mob heads we can currently get in survival are hostile mobs, and so you might think like, who's going to care about getting a pig's head? If you can kill a pig, why can't you have its head? And the answer to that is sadly the same reason we can't have fireflies being fed to frogs, because a lot of people cannot differentiate Minecraft from the real world, as this very popular tweet with 2,700 likes this week proves, because they say Mojang announced that piglin heads are being added to Minecraft. This is pretty concerning. It either lowers piglins to the level of creatures or encourages the player to kill civilized beings. Replacing it with the zombified piglin head would be much healthier, and I could not disagree more. In Minecraft, you do uncivilized things all the time. You are encouraged to lock villagers in boxes and then kill the disabled ones so that you'll have a more productive village. You are encouraged to keep very inhumane conditions in your sheep farm just so you can get the maximum amount of wool so you can use that wool to make a giant statue of a sheep. There are so many ridiculous things that are harmful to people and animals, and in my opinion, video games are video games. They don't actually ruin our real life perceptions, but there's always going to be a popular tweet like this from a blue checkmark account saying that actually, when Minecraft does bad things, it encourages people to be real bad themselves. Thankfully, I do want to quickly confirm this. They did say later that after consideration and discussion, they've realized replacing the piglin head is not something they want to advocate for, which is great. Thank you to Stardust Labs for doing the impossible thing on the internet, which is posting that you think you are wrong, but it's still true that there are lots of people who will have opinions like this about any basic Minecraft feature, and that's why it's so hard. Speaking of so hard, by the way, why is your gameplay so laggy? This referring to my snapshot video this week, and the answer to that is Minecraft optimization has been going downhill quickly. Minecraft Bedrock is particularly notable, but Java is really hard to play. I have a 2070 in my laptop, which is a relatively high-end graphics card. However, in spite of that, playing on 11 chunks still does not result in a smooth 60 FPS. However, this is something Minecraft is looking to improve. Something I didn't mention in the snapshot video was that they added telemetry this week, which basically allows a bunch of tracking that you can add to your own Minecraft. The only one that's mandatory is this world unloaded event. However, you will be able to now have tracked how fast your Minecraft loads, and presumably they're going to have all this data which they can use to finally make Minecraft perform a bit better. After all, 1.20 is largely a quality of life update. It's one where they're doing a lot of things the community wants. There are no big expectations, so hopefully in the background we see a little bit of performance improvement. I think telemetry is a good sign towards that, but maybe I'm wrong. By the way, Rafai Mincy asks, the new question to ask, is the new command potentially a start towards seasons in Minecraft? So yeah, there is a brand new fill biome command which allows you to customize biomes from within Minecraft for the first time ever. Previously, you could only do that while making a custom super flat or, using MC Edit, but now from within the game, you can make biomes change on the fly. You could even then use that with commands, like you say, to make seasons. So the same area is a desert in the summer, it's a plains in the autumn and spring, and then in the winter, it is a snowy biome. So that does sound really cool, and there's going to be map makers who use it like that. However, I don't think they're going to add seasons to Minecraft. One is because they've already been able to update the biomes on the fly if they really want to. They've chosen not to. They have a big attitude of not ruining the player's world with random natural disasters, and in a way, settling down somewhere where it's not snowy and having the ground covered in snow, that actually sounds really bad. But the second reason why is that seasons actually are a bad idea in a gameplay level, in my opinion. I think Minecraft works as a day-to-day gameplay loop. Would you really want it that after 90 days, seasons start to happen? Most Minecraft players aren't playing that long, and if you are, you're not really going to be so familiar with it. I think having things that work on a smaller time scale than, 90 days, based on 100 Minecraft days is 16 to 32 real-life hours. Do you really want changes like that? I guess also you'd have a day-night cycle that changes. It's a lot of messy things that don't actually add any gameplay. They sort of sound quite cool. And speaking of sounding quite cool, Ned Oran asks, the dragon head can be turned on? And apparently they're realizing this for the first time. And, I was going to have a response to this like, oh, did you not know the dragon head has a lever ability? However, the correct response to this is from Random Cat Name, who says, yeah, if you know what she's into. Anyway, the next question is from the FNAFplex, who says, have you gone mad? They didn't even finish the 1.20. This is quite a common pushback to people learning that 1.21 is in the pre-development stages. However, I think it's actually really important that Mojang does do some early work on the next update, and they've even confirmed that they are actively working on 2 to 3 updates at a given point in time, even though that means that the future updates are really just ideas on a noteboard somewhere. It's something that is really important, and if you don't know why, then look at anything in life. Finishing at something and then being exhausted and waiting months to work on the next thing is a really bad idea. We have seen Minecraft updates do that before. It's really confusing and concerning when you see months of no development, and that is something that happens when you have to redevelop your idea pool from scratch, so knowing what you're going to do next is really, really great. In fact, this is something I personally try to apply to YouTube where I can. The only way that I can run multiple YouTube channels and do live streams here is by having lots of ideas and knowing which ones are worth doing, so that as soon as you're done with one thing, you can move on to the next. After this Q&A is finished, I'm going to try and make a YouTube short from one of my server experiments that I never published, and after that, I'm going to work on a live stream. I want to get back to that Netherrack tunnel, and after that, I'm going to work some more on my big next project as far as like a beating Minecraft run goes. It's something that I think is important and fun. By the way, the next thing here comes in from Sean Mass Jr., aka ProHD. 1.20 seems to be adding the most random stuff. What's next? The giant mob? And although the giant mob isn't coming in 1.20, it would be an interesting idea. I mean, what if 1 in every 10,000 zombie spawns was a giant? That would shock people. I think something they should definitely add is the Illusioner. We have so many illagers that spawn as parts of raids, and every time they add a new mob, they're going to add a lot of variety to Minecraft, and so given that there already is an illager sitting in the Minecraft code, it's basically functional. It requires a bit of work, but it's a range and a magic villager. It would be so interesting. Why is the Illusioner not in Minecraft? If you are watching this, Mojang, and you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what to add to this update. I don't want to spend months working on a brand new texture. The Illusioner already exists. It's right there. You have it in your game. You should totally play around with that. Speaking of playing around with things, by the way, this next question comes in from Goat Mode Gaming. Will Minecraft Legends die like Minecraft Earth, or do you think it'll be a successful game? And I want to answer this head on and give you an update on my Minecraft Legends opinion, because already I think it's going to be quite a niche game. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if it's going to be widely enjoyed past that. However, we saw something brand new in the latest trailer. It's only visible for a second or two, but you can see this is at 129 in the latest trailer. You can see they have this brand new UI for PvP, and although they've mentioned player versus player as an idea, knowing that it's actually being worked on enough that we can see it is really exciting. And then if you look at this menu, it gives me huge battle minigame vibes. I mean, from that logo in the top left to the box in the top right that says no available matches were found, all of these little UI elements are giving me huge battle minigame vibes. And this will be the first Minecraft game to have native PvP built into the game rather than some weird server that that you play externally, the first native PvP in a Minecraft game in a while. This is a huge opportunity for them to make reasons to keep going into things and grinding and get good at things. This could be the first competitive Minecraft game in a very serious way, which is really exciting to think about, right? And yeah, if you look at the gameplay off PvP, it does look pretty fun. Apparently piglins will still spawn, so there's kind of these random enemies. Reminds me of Civ in that way. But yeah, I don't know how this will be, but I'm very excited about the idea of this action strategy game, which you can play against strangers online. I don't know if I'll be great at it, but I like the idea of the challenge. And speaking of liking the idea of the challenge, I got so many comments about this, because why did I kill a baby cat for no reason? Asks Kais Esadiki, as well as many other people. And the answer to that is obviously I'm just a cold-hearted killer, but the actual answer is that I am working on a genocide run of Minecraft. It seems like a simple enough thing, kill all the mobs in Minecraft before beating the game, but there are just so many mobs in Minecraft, and so it's been a really interesting run so far. I am still working on it, and I look forward to showing you the end result of that as soon as I've officially killed the last mob, which will obviously be the Ender Dragon. But yeah, lots and lots of mobs to work on in the meantime, including the Warden, which is a bit dicey on a brand new world, and I look forward to sharing that journey somewhat soon. But yeah, speaking of journeys, I think Archaeology is the big thing, in my opinion, that is going to maybe make 1.20 even more loved. I think even just the idea of it being maybe played around with in some snapshots for some times is enough to get me, like, aboard the, the excitement bus, the banter bandwagon, the whatever you want to call it. I am very excited, and I hope all of you are too, because if you did, you can subscribe to the channel. Did you know greater than 99% of house fires happen to people who aren't subscribed? I bet you didn't know that, and I bet you didn't know that I'll see you next time. Goodbye.